Oh, oh man, brother. Yo, gotcha Twitter is going crazy at the moment. So if you are not aware of the Brown Dust 2 drama, yes, I said Brown Dust 2, they were supposed to get censored. And they devs have finally addressed the situation. I kind of want to cover this real quick because I do think it is important. Brown Dust 2 is a game I don't play. It's not particularly for me. I know it's not for me. So I don't really talk about it. I don't play it. And there's nothing like, it's not like Blue Archive where like every single character is like a lolly or something like that. Again, the lolly stuff is just not my cup of tea, but it's mainly like big mommy milkers from my understanding. But I don't know. It's low key porn, bro. I'll be real with you. That's just low key porn. You see some of these kids, it's wild. But I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with enjoying the game or playing the game. And even if it's not my cup of tea, the fact that it was going to get censored in the first place is a little crazy to me. They initially tried to get on Steam earlier this year, and Steam told them pretty much no, which is very interesting because Steam has legitimate porn games, which we'll look at in a moment. We're not going to look at real porn. Calm down. But so shout out to Styx. This I found out about a couple days ago, where the Brown Dust 2 devs have decided they're not reverting the censorship in game. Instead, they'd give out 100 free polls, and then the reaction was absolute insanity, right? Mind you, everything's NSFW 18 plus because the game is pretty crazy, right? Time to drop this garbage. What a sad day. Big brain move. It's been fun. Korean fan base is not happy. Switch to Azure Lane, etc. People were not happy about this stuff at all. And they were changing tons of outfits. And to my understanding, it wasn't even just the quote-unquote lolly characters or just the straight-up lolly characters they were changing. They were removing, like, I think there was a woman crying or something like, oh, well, this is not a good representation of woman or some shit. I don't know. Some fucking shit along the lines, bro. It was very weird. It seemed honestly that they were trying to just take away a lot of the boobies, right? It went from this to this. I mean, look, I'll be real with you. I see this. I don't know really much of what the difference is. You know, she still got the big boobies and shit out. I guess they like the skirt. I don't particularly know. But they were trying to censor tons of things. And it was going to be for every single version of Brown Dust 2. It was not for just one particular version. Now, listen. Even though, let's say, I'm not a fan of something, censorship is a very slippery slope, right? I could say, you know what, man, censor all the XYZ characters, but just leave it at that. When you do censorship under the pretense of we need to, like, protect the kids and yada, 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 or, like, this is not healthy for you, and the people who are in the power of the censorship, maybe there's good intentions there at some point or whatever, but you never know when that line is drawn where they just now want to censor you from information they don't want you to know. Now, obviously, Brown Dust 2 is not like this big conspiracy theory and whatnot, but we've seen this with the MasterCard and Visa cards, right? Where Steam was removing tons and tons of games because the card distributors didn't want them to buy like porn games. And realistically, as long as there's nothing illegal, which Brown Dust 2 has nothing illegal in it, I'll look at that in a moment, I'll show you. And an adult is consensually buying this, or like, you're of age. I don't care if it's not my cup of tea. That's why I don't play it. I don't think it should be censored personally. So yeah, you really go down this really crazy slippery slope. Now the devs did respond back, but again, I'm just looking at the pure hypocrisy for a moment of Steam. Anyone can go on Steam and look up a game like a Midnight Castle Succubus, right? This is crazy. I mean, if you click on this first video and watch this video, you're going to see some naughty things. Just going to add that to cart real quick. I'm going to add that to my cart. But the point is that those games exist. And if you go to look to see if there's anything illegal in this video game, there isn't. The game itself is a legally published anime gacha RPG by NeoWiz. It's available on mobile stores, PEGI 18 plus in many regions. There's nothing inherently criminal, pirated, or banned worldwide about Brown Dust 2. The Steam flagged a policy requirement issue, and it pretty much goes on about the NSFW content not being available for Steam or not falling in line with their policies. And again, make this perfectly clear, not for me. Don't like it. It is. The gameplay actually looks pretty decent. Everything else in the game is like whatever. I was playing CZN, right? I'm playing Chaos Zero Nightmare. I'm going to put a video out on that. Bro, the current bandit character was like fucking gigantic. I'm like, holy shit, like this is, I don't know, man. It's just the gooning shit. It's not for me. But so they finally responded because people were very upset that they were going to censor every single facet and every single iteration of the game. And they pretty much go over here and talk about, if I could scroll back up, they're showing that there's the future plan. So, oh my God, hold on, I'm stupid. There we go, I found it. My bad, it took a moment. There was a specific country, I don't know if it was America or UK, it was probably one or the other, let's be real. There's definitely a massive culture disconnect there that wanted them to censor it. So it says, since I mean, first of all, look at bro, like, goddamn, holy shit. Oh my God. I mean, like, goddamn beautiful, but like, I don't know. It's just like, I'd rather watch porn. I don't need to play a game like that. But anyways, since Brown Dust 2 operates with the approval of each country's store platforms, rating agencies, suspensions in one country could easily lead to reports and additional reviews by others. Right now, monitoring and regulations are becoming stricter worldwide, and Brown Dust 2 has remained under continued scrutiny from multiple agencies. Even if we offered country-specific versions, as long as the original content exists, service suspensions could happen again at any time. I thought that separating service by country would not be a fundamental solution. Frankly, I was deeply concerned that the cascading service suspensions could make regular service impossible. For the country in question, we're discussing possible solutions with the relevant regulatory bodies, such as hiding content only in that country, suspending local service, or operating a modified build according country-specific policy. Since these talks are ongoing, I cannot specify the country at this time, but we will inform you officially as an agreement. We are not trying to ignore any country regulations. From now on, our clear one principle will be to provide country-specific service, not modify content. If due to specific country or platform requirements, it becomes impossible to maintain service without requiring changes, we will not alter character designs. Instead, our service policy will be able to apply country-specific restrictions, suspend service, or provide an adapted build as needed for that country. Even if this causes inconveniences, we will not make the decision that harm the experience or rights of users enjoying the original content. If providing the original build through all major stores become difficult, we will seek alternative means so users can continue to enjoy the original version. So, like, it seems in which that they are going to try to address this in the best way they possibly can. Gotcha gamers like gooning stuff, right? I mean, even look at Wuthering Waves, right? When the Cantarella thing happened, where like it was showing like the seam in her dress, whether you thought it was like a riding up on her, private area or whatnot, regardless, it got censored and people started bugging out over it. Even if though, first of all, I'm not sitting down trying to angle the camera to look at Cantarella, I'm just looking at her boobies regardless. I don't think it had to be censored because look, realistically, this is what gotcha gamers like, man. Gotcha gamers are a bunch of fucking gooners, and there's nothing wrong. If you want to goon, you want to goon, right? Like, who am I to judge? I mean, again, some shit I think I think the lolly shit's weird, but like, what the fuck can I do, right? And so, the game I don't think would have survived if they didn't address this. I think the game would have died because the whole point of Brown Dust 2 is to literally be the gooner game, the gooner safe haven, right? Now, if it's going to continue to be rated 18 plus as well, that's a positive. I do think all gotcha games should be rated 18 plus regardless because of the mechanics, but seeing them address this is good, man. I hope that they can find some sort of solution with whatever country that is, and, people can sit down and be happy, because I think censoring every single region because one region doesn't like the game is a little bit crazy, right? So even if it's UK, US, Canada, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, if one country says, yeah, we don't like this character's skin, and you're like, okay, we're going to change it across the board, and not only for the people that already purchased X, Y, and Z skins, but just upcoming content, it's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? Why am I being affected because of X, Y, and Z people over here who have different regulations, right? And again, I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's not fucking illegal, right? So, I don't know. So, yeah, I mean, listen, W to them for at least making the change. Because I know their Google Play Store rating was dropping rapidly last night. I think it went from a 4.6 to a 3.9. So it's pretty fucking crazy. And again, listen, sometimes some things are just not for you, right? And again, even though it's not for me, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm happy this got censored, because it could be any game. It could be anything on the internet, any TV show, etc. You're going down a very, very slippery slope with that shit. So that being said, I'm live today, 4 p.m. Eastern. I love you. See you boys in the next one.